me ask the question about Noah's Ark. So a story comes out, Rob, if you can play that clip, the one article I sent you that says archaeologists think they might have found the real Noah's Ark. Did you read this article?
Every civilization in the history of mankind has had a flood narrative. You're talking about over 250 to 500 different accounts all across the world. I mean, there's something to that. But I'm not here to debate whether the flood happened or not. What I'm here to tell you is that what you're looking at is Noah's Ark from the Bible. It's Noah's Ark. And I'm going to give you 4 reasons that back this up. So give me a chance to prove it to you. The last one will talk about what's been in the news recently and has had scientists going wild. This is crazy stuff and it is so cool. Please check it out. Wait till the end. Thanks so much.
Have you looked into this or no?
Probably.
Where it says a mountain in Turkey shows evidence of human activity in the area around the biblical
Mount
flood
Ararat.
is said to be Mount Ararat, which that's the Armenian name, mountain. Archaeologists that discovered the final location of Mount Ararat, Mount Noah's Ark. Soil samples from the top to highest peaks in Turkey reveal human activity and marine materials. Dating of the rock and soil from the location match with biblical timing of Noah's Ark. Researchers from a trio of University of Turkey, United States, have spent roughly a year analyzing the rock and soil in the famous Durupinar formation on Mount Ararat, the highest mountain in Turkey. They believe that the boat-shaped site may hold the ruins of the legendary Noah's Ark. The biblical account of Noah tells God instructed Noah to build a giant ark to spare his family and pair of animals from an impending flood meant to destroy the evil and wickedness running rampant on earth. Noah's Ark is said to have come to rest on the mountains of Ararat following a 150-day flood about 5,000 years ago.
You know, it was a lot of controversy whether it was natural or something not natural.
Okay, now let's look at the empirical data, the actual soil reports that were obtained. So, in this soil, the dates match. Human civilization was there, marine life was there, animal livestock was there. Everything matches to a T. Check this out.
For almost a year, a group of specialists from Istanbul Technical University, ITU, Andrew University, and Ara Ibrahim Seçen University have been at the location gathering samples that they think will help validate the biblical account. They started the initial part of their job in December 2022, gathering 30 samples of soil and rock pieces for analysis in the ITU laboratory. Professor Faruk Kaya, Vice Rector of HU, stated, "The initial results of the research indicate that human habitation in the area dates back to the Chalcolithic era, which occurred between 5500 and 3000 BC. It is said that there was life in this area as well in terms of dating."
Now, let's talk about the artifacts, the relics that have been found around this actual location.
He's standing next to it, and you see a big stone like that? It's got that hole in it. So if you've got an anchor chain or a rope, it goes through that hole, and you drag it behind the boat in order to keep the keel aligned parallel with the current. Because if the keel gets out of parallel with the current, then it's gonna swamp.
Okay, so these anchor stones were widely used in maritime. They were just used to keep the ship steady. So, you tell me, is what you're looking at an anchor stone? And if they are, what in the world are they doing there in the middle of the mountains?
These drogue and anchor stones were used as ship stabilizers to better withstand storms and cause drag, so ships weren't driven and tossed on the oceans. Found in this area are around 30 of these drogue and anchor stones. Another large stone is believed to have been used as a sounding stone for measuring the depth of the water. One of these stones has an ancient carving that appears to be the Tower of Babel. The 3 layers carved on this stone are believed to represent the 3 levels or decks of the ark as mentioned in the Bible. Another stone has unknown ancient writings on it that have yet to be interpreted and translated. Remains of ancient corrals have been discovered where it's possible Noah kept his animals are nearby, along with a stream, pastures, and so forth that could have been used by Noah. Interestingly, what is believed to be the remains of Noah's home, the grave of Noah's wife, gravestone markers, a stream by Noah's home that would have provided water for planting crops, vineyards, and animal husbandry, And a large rock that many believe was the altar Noah used for sacrificing animals to God has been discovered.
So let's take a look at the dimensions of the location. So if this is just a natural rock formation, let's take measurements. If it matches to the Bible, okay, that might be a coincidence. Let's check it out.
So what are we looking at right there?
Well, we're looking at it since about 430 feet long.
Okay.
The test carried specific description regarding the size and structure of the vessel. The length was said to be 30 cubits. The breadth is 50 cubits. And the height is 30 cubits.
Okay, it matches, but how do we know it's not a natural formation? What's underneath the ground? That's when the GPR technology comes in, the ground penetrating radar. Look at what they found underneath.
Using 3D scans of GPRU and ERT technology, the researchers claim that they have uncovered a man-made boat structure beneath the ground before even beginning any excavation. The formation identified in the scans, according to the team, matches the dimension of the Genesis description of Noah's Ark. Applied Geophysics Department of Istanbul University believe that the result of the scans indicate a man-made artifact beneath the surface that could well be the Ark. Parallel lines and right angles below the surface are something you would not expect to see in a natural geologic formation.
That's a ship. I mean, that's a ship in the middle of the mountains. That's Noah's Ark.
Yeah. And that's 8-9 feet down. Yeah. That's nice. This is big stuff over here. Yeah.
Check out how you see the sides of the ship, the sides of the hull. This is like the bones of the ship. This is not naturally formed. I mean, what is this? They did an expedition inside the actual structure. Look at what they found. And look at the fossilized wood. Look at the rivets. This doesn't make sense unless it's Noah's Ark.
Since 2010, these archaeological sites are under protection and investigation of the Turkish authorities, with involvement of a large group of highly classified scientists.
Okay, now let's talk about what's been in the news and why this is such a big topic now. We've had this Mesopotamian relic, this message, this map, for a good amount of time, but we haven't been able to decipher it. Well, they just broke the code. It says the location of Noah's Ark. It shows where it is. Guess where it shows?
This piece of cuneiform inscription is a remarkable thing. This is the oldest map of the world in the world. It has two sides. This is the front or obverse, and this is the back or the reverse. And the reverse consists of lots of lines of cuneiform in this, which is so exciting, because if you look carefully, you will see that the flat surface of the clay has a double circle drawn in the surface of the clay. Now, the area inside the double ring is ancient Mesopotamia itself, a great river that runs from north to south, which is the Euphrates River. And the river is straddled by a long oblong, which is obviously the city of Babylon. So this is, and if you look carefully at the picture, you will see that in the surface of the known world, there are these rings drawn with little bits of cuneiform inside those. And those tell you the name of the city which it represents, or sometimes the tribe. So you have encapsulated in this circular diagram the whole of the known world in which people lived, flourished, and died. And the discovery was very clear once you realize that the counting was anti-clockwise and not clockwise. So number 4 says, to the 4th, to which you must travel 7 leagues, bigger water. Then it gets a bit broken, then it says, you see something which are as thick as a parsectu vessel. It is the description of the ark which was built, theoretically, in about 1800 BC. So this word parsectu immediately locks in to this thing on the map, immediately and incontrovertibly. So what it means, speaking plainly here, if I may speak plainly here, is that if you went up this mountain, eventually you would see against the night sky or the dark sky of the outer universe, silhouetted the ribs made of wood of the wreck of the Babylonian ark, which, like the one in the Bible, came to rest on a mountain. And if you come down the mountain and cross over the water back to the homeland, the first place you come to is called Urartu. It's drawn on the map. His ark landed on a mountain where the name is Ararat, and Ararat is the Hebrew equivalent of the Assyrian Urartu. It was a matter-of-fact thing that if you did go on this journey, you would see the remnants of this historic boat still there in the crags against the dark sky.
I mean, come on. As a Christian, you don't need physical proof to have faith. You don't. But it's nice to have. And looking at this, for me, I'm staring at it saying, this is Noah's Ark. This is where it hit the mountains. This is where Noah, undid the window and let the dove fly out. This is where Shem and Ham, this is where they restarted civilization. It happened right here. That's just mind-blowing, and it's beautiful. So I truly appreciate you watching this video and keeping an open mind and also being excited. And if you're on this same journey and you want to equip your faith with objective facts and logic, there is a wealth of it out there. Please feel free to subscribe and share with anyone who's like-minded. It would be an honor to be on this journey with you together. Truly, thank you so much for watching. God bless.